So what will it take? What will it take to unleash you? What will it take to unleash the power, the incredible, innate, extraordinary, inherent power that's inside of you? What will it take to unleash that? Here's what it took for me. I started in this business and I struggled for 5 years. I started in a very good company with a very bad sponsorship line. So I didn't have guidance and coaching on how to do the business. I had guidance on how to sell products. And Steve, let's go down just a little bit on the volume. Can we just lower a level, please? So I struggled, I didn't know, then I tried another company, didn't work, tried another company, didn't work, another company, so 5 years. And I started to figure some things out. I got to the point, and I had a dream. My dream was to make 10,000 US dollars a month. Because if I could make 10,000 US dollars a month, that would be the most money I had ever earned. It would be the most money anyone I ever knew had ever earned. I figured that was more money than anybody could spend in their lifetime. So I started to, I had been a student of the profession and a student of what did successful people do and what were the skill sets that I had to learn and how do you do the business in a way that people can duplicate you. And I developed what later became my generic system. And I built a bonus check of $11,000 a month with a new company that was, relatively new. I joined in the first year, worked hard, put this system into place, got up to $11,000 in 1 month. I copied the check. I framed the copy of the check. I thought my dreams have come true. And the next month, the company went out of business because it was a startup company. And they had a great thing. And it wasn't because they didn't grow fast enough. They went out of business because they grew too fast. And they didn't have enough capital. They didn't have the funding to survive the hyper growth. And we just got a call one night and said, we hate to tell you this, but there won't be any more bonus checks. The company is going into receivership. And that's it. My dream was ended. And I gave up hope for a while, and I went back to doing what I've been doing, which was working in the restaurant business. And so pretty soon I was back to working 16, 17-hour days, 6 and 7 days a week. But of course, once you have that network marketing in your blood, you can never quite give it up. So I got back in the business. And I started working, and then I was consulting to some companies. And so I started consulting with one particular company that I really liked the founders, the people. I thought the product line was good. And what they were missing was the field leadership. They had the other elements, they didn't have the field. So I said, okay, I will go into the field. And so I left the corporate side and I went in the field and I built a team. And I built a bonus check, not of 10,000, not of 20,000, not of 30,000, not of 40,000, $50,000 a month that I was earning with that company until it closed down. And in their case, it was one of the major players got greedy and thought he could kind of split away and take his product knowledge and sell it somewhere else where someone else was making him an offer, and they fractured the ownership. And once again, it was a call in the middle of the night to say, we're really sorry to tell you, but there won't be another bonus run. And what you got was it. So imagine how you would feel. Imagine how I felt. And that was it. I said, I can never do this again. I can't do it. Because I have people to this day that will not take my phone call that I worked with in that company. And it's almost 15 years ago now. And they still won't take my call because they hold me responsible because I brought them into business. And they thought, because I said come in, they came in, the company didn't work, and they hold that against me personally. So even when I got into Agel and I wanted to say, here's a chance to redeem you and me and make, they wouldn't even take my phone call. But so what happened right after that is I had so much psychic damage. I said, I can never do this again. I'll be a consultant. I'll, train people. I'll share my expertise, but I can never go in the field again. So what did it take to get me back? What did it take to get me to unleash the power of me? What got me back in the field? Well, there were 4 things really that did that. Number one, because I was getting the itch for 2 years. Because I had trained the top income earners in company after company after company. I said, this is crazy. I'm the shoemaker with no shoes. Because I have trained all these people how to create residual income. And I don't have residual income myself. And I looked at companies, and I looked at companies. In 2 years, I looked at least, I would say at least 80 companies that I looked at fairly seriously and discarded them for one reason or another. The product line, the compensation plan, the ownership group, the ethics of the company, the funding of the company. There was something that prevented me for everyone. Until 2006, Agel Enterprises. And let me tell you what the 4 things that grabbed me. First of all, I knew everything centered around a product. And I was looking for a sexy product story. Because stories are the magic that drive our enterprise. Stories are what motivate people to act. Stories is how they identify with what we do and what it's about. And in 2006, when I saw a gel pack, I said, this is the freshest concept and product that we've had in 15 years in this profession. And I'm a health conscious person for many years. I got gel suspension technology, the gel matrix, the absorption, the assimilation, the speed and the efficacy. It all made sense. I knew the second I saw this was a sexy product, gel matrix technology. I know every person, all 3,000 of you in this room, you got that too. That's why you're here. But there's even more. Because in 2006, we were the only people on the block with gel. It's 2014, and we have all kind of people trying to copy us with liquids and gels and packets and sachets. But let me tell you what they don't have. They don't have these gels. There's 5 particular products that I just want to take a moment and talk specifically about. The first one is Umi. There's no company in the world that has a product anything close to this product. This is literally food for your immune system. Let me tell you, I was diagnosed HIV positive in 2006, the time just before I joined Agel. And at that time, I didn't know. Did that mean I had 3 months to live, 6 months to live? It was still back in the day, when you got that news, you went and you drew up your will, and you got your affairs in order. So when I saw this product, because we didn't have that when I started, when this product came out, I said food for the immune system, digestive tract, respiratory system. I took 4 a day and still take 4 a day. And do you know, here I am. I'm going to be 55 on my next birthday. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. My cholesterol, my blood pressure, all of the factors for HIV that they test, your T cell count, your white cells, all that, according to my blood test, I might be the healthiest person in the room. And I am undetectable viral load for HIV. And I attribute a big part of it because 4 umi a day. If you see the vitiligo I had on my skin, this is reversing itself. This is a degenerative condition that usually gets worse. In my case, it's getting better. Why? I believe 4 umi a day. Flex. There's nobody in the world that has a product like this. The 4 ingredients, which I'm not going to mention because I'm going to be nice to the interpreters. The 4 ingredients, there's almost nobody in the world who has those 4 ingredients, and there's nobody that have them with gel matrix. Green. Again, I'm going to be nice to the interpreters, but there's about 18 ingredients in this. This is the ultimate superfood. There's nobody in the world that has a product like this. Nourish, detox, and cleanse all at the same time. This is like wheatgrass, barley grass, spirulina, every amazing green drink you could. They're all in here. Nobody has a product like this. Burn. This literally resets your metabolism. This elevates your metabolism so your body turns into a fat-burning machine. This is state of the art. And if you look, you see my before and after pictures. I went from 219 pounds to 190 pounds. And I took my body fat from over 15% to less than 6%. Because I did the FIT challenge completely. I detoxed with the green. I did the FIT, drank the protein shakes. And I took, by the way, I started with 4 a day of these. Now I take 2, and I'll probably go down to 1, because the last time I was at my doctor, he said, you don't have any fat left to burn. GSH, this is another product. There's not a company in the world that has this product, because you can't supplement GSH. Your body doesn't process it. The only way you get GSH is for your body to manufacture it itself. And what this is the 3 specific amino acids to feed your body, which allows it to manufacture its own GSH and reverse the aging process. This is the fountain of youth, and not any company in the world has it except Agel Enterprises. That's just 5 products of many of our products, but 5 signature products, any one of which could make us a billion-dollar company. So I looked at those and I said, this is the sexiest product story I've ever seen. The second thing that got me to unleash me was the compensation plan. Because this was the most bold, daring, imaginative, innovative, revolutionary plan that had ever been done in network marketing. As you heard Zach say the other day, we have company after company after company copying us because we reinvented how people get paid in this profession. Because before, you were paid in a very different way. Because the Agile compensation plan, what makes the Quadra plan so extraordinary is you get paid by helping other people become successful. It produces the proper behavior. It incentivizes the sponsorship line to go down and drive depth in the organization. Nobody had ever done that before. And you see, so we have companies launching last year, last month, last week. They're copying our plan, but they're already behind because we just created the international sponsoring component. Because we didn't just innovate in 2005 or 2006 or 2008 or 2012. We're still innovating today. And why is that? Because of the third thing that I looked for was the character of the people in the company. And when I looked at this company, I saw the Bradley family and the Higginson family. And I saw the people that they had attracted, the people they put around them. Most importantly, I saw the character of those people. And that's what sold me more than anything else, is knowing that. And then I'll tell you, there was a fourth thing. The fourth thing was I looked at the financial resources. Because I had been in 2 companies that went out of business. I wasn't willing to have that happen again. And I looked at Agel, and I saw Alan Ashton and Ash Capital, a billionaire behind the company. And that's why Agel never could go out of business, no matter what happened. Whatever bumps in the road we would have in year 1 or year 2 or year 4, which every company has, we had the financial strength to withstand it. And that's why you could see that chart when Jeff was up here that showed the boxes of product, and you just saw that line has gone up for 8 years straight. So here we are 8 years later, and now instead of Ash Capital, we have CVSL, another billion-dollar backer who saw the magic of gel matrix technology. So that's what it took to unleash me. So I want to know, what's it going to take to unleash you? Because let me tell you what unleashing me did. Because Atta asked me how many times I was in the President Club. I was only in the President Club 5 times. Because there were some months I sponsored 28 people in a month. So that only counts as 1 President Club. I didn't mess around. When I saw that, just know this, I have sponsored 221 or 222 people since I joined Agel. Because I unleashed. Now, they're not all business builders. A lot of those are just customers, right? So this is product customers and business builders. But out of 220 some people, I got some amazing ones. I got some people like Atta. I got some talent that you see in these first couple of rows here, because I wasn't going to let this opportunity go to waste, because I had had my dreams crushed 2 times. And I said all along, this is my last rodeo. I will do this one more time. I will find the single best company that has ever been in this profession, and I'm going to partner with them, and I'm going to make it even greater. And we're going to lock arms, that company, me, and my leaders. And together, we're going to rewrite the history of network marketing. And that's what we're doing. So let me tell you what it meant for me. Phone rings 2 weeks ago. It's my cell phone. I look at it. It's that big guy right there. It says Jeff Higginson on the screen. So I pick it up. He says, hey, I got a question for you. I need your help. Okay. He says, the convention's coming up. Once again, you're going to be the top income earner in the world. We're going to give you the award on Saturday night. And, you know, we're going to publish how much money that you've earned. So we just did the calculations, and we're estimating what you're going to make in the month of February. And you're $70,000 away from $10 million in commissions. So he says to me, can we say that you're a $10 million earner? I said, no, you can't. Because if I'm 70,000 short, well, I'm 70,000 short. But here's what you could do. You could create a one-time bonus for $71,000 that you give just to someone when they become the top income earner for 6 times, and then you could say, I have made more than $10 million. And do you know he was too cheap to do that? But you know what this means? This means next month, sometime between the 20th of the month and the 25th of the month, the odometer's going to roll over on $10 million in commissions. To me, a guy who was raised by a single mother, who knocked on doors selling Avon, who raised 3 children by herself, who was thrown out of high school. So I didn't complete high school. I didn't complete college. I was a minimum wage dishwasher is how I started my career, and I worked my way up in a restaurant business. And now, next month, the odometer spins over at $10 million. And I want you to understand, when I joined Agel, I didn't get a deal. I didn't take a position. I paid $1,000. I bought an executive kit. I built 2 lines. I built it from the ground up. I don't make money on tools. I don't make money on events. I made $10 million from commissions, working, doing the foundational elements of helping my team become successful. And that's very rare in this business. Let me trust you. Trust me on that. With many other companies, yes, they've made $10 million. There's people who made $5 million, but they didn't do it the right way, the real way. So what is that $10 million? It's transformed my life. Yes, I've had all the sports cars. I've had 20 different sports cars. I live in my dream home. I pay cash for my cars. I pay cash for my homes. I don't owe a penny in the world. But let me tell you what it really means. It means last year my niece graduated from college. I paid for that. I didn't really pay for that. Agel paid for that. It means a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, when my mother was 73 years old, and her business she was working at closed, and they were going to lay her off, and she was going to go look for another job because her government retirement benefits weren't enough. I said, no, Mom, you don't work for anyone else anymore. From now on, you work for me. Your job is to be grandma and bake cookies and play with your grandchildren. And every month, I send her a check. She is on my payroll. I don't pay her. Agel pays her. It's opened me up to this world where, it's funny, I have a new friend in San Diego, and we were talking about, he's a Buddhist, and we were talking about Buddhism, and I'm kind of I study the philosophy of Buddhism. So I sent him a link to a blog that I wrote about the subject. And he said, wow, you have your own web page. Are you famous? And I said, yes, just ask my mother. So he said, wow, do you know, have you ever met any famous people? And I started to think about that. And I said, I've met professional basketball players, professional football players, American idols, famous singers. I've met rock stars. I've met governors. I've met senators. And let me tell you what was the most special moment of my life. Happened in 2012. I sent an email to my mother. And in the email, here's what I said. Mrs. Gage, today your son is having lunch with the President of the United States. Now, it was, and it was so extraordinary because he did a speech before the lunch. He did a speech for all of his campaign insiders and his big supporters. And the governor was there, the senators were there, the head of the Democratic Party was there. And do you know who they put in the front row, in the center seat, directly in front of the president? Was me. They gave me the best seat in the house. So here I am, this guy, I'm meeting the president of the free world. So he sent me a beautiful picture afterward, the date and place and met and everything with the presidential seal. I sent it to my mother. And I was home for Christmas in December, and she has that picture on her wall in her living room. And my sister said, oh man, everybody who comes in the house, she drags them over and says, look at Randy with the President of the United States. You know what? I love the $10 million. I love the bonus trips. I love the bonus cars. But you know what I love more than anything else in the world? Making my mother proud. After all she's done for me, after all I put her through in all those teen years and the drugs and the alcohol and trouble with the police and everything, to be able to say, today, and Alberto mentioned, he said, his mother is the most important person in his life. That's how I feel. And I just am so happy that I made my mother proud. You can't buy that for any amount of money. So I'm on a sabbatical. People say, have you retired? No, I haven't retired because I'm an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurs are artists. And artists never retire. So every one of you in this room, you're an entrepreneur. You wouldn't be here if you weren't an entrepreneur. So it means you're an artist. So let's make art. What will it take to unleash the power of you to make art? So I'm on sabbatical. So what does that mean? That means I will never leave my team. I'm here to support my team because even though I have so many of my dreams that I've achieved, I have a team who hasn't achieved their dreams yet. So I will always be here anytime, night or day. When I have a developing leader with Agel Enterprises, they know, show the bat light up in the sky. I'm going to jump in the Batmobile and I'm going to be there for my leaders. Now, I don't have to teach Atta how to sponsor people. He knows more about sponsoring people than I'll ever learn. I don't have to teach the Feinsteins how to structure a training. Ann can set up and structure a training better than I ever will be able to. I don't have to teach Nando and Silvana and the Ciccarellis how to promote to events. They know 100 times more than I do how to promote to events. They've got it. I'm looking for the next generation of leaders. Let me tell you, we had the black tie dinner Thursday night. That was the best black tie event we have ever had in 8 years. And you know why it was the best black tie event ever? It wasn't the opera singers. It wasn't the food. It wasn't the ambiance. The reason it was the best black tie ever is because I did not win a single award. Not one. We have 6 awards. We call them the People's Choice because they're voted on. The company doesn't select them. The corporate directors and the diamond directors vote for them. And I've been saying for 3 years, this company will grow up the day that I don't ever get another award and the next generation gets those awards. Let me tell you, Davide Massan, he was nominated for every single one of those awards. Let me tell you something. Dino Zen, he could have won every single one of those awards. You look at what's going on in Italy, he is driving extraordinary growth. But even those, as excited as I am about them, you know what really excites me? Vadim and Yuri and Sasha, the people in Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, those people. And my friends from the Ukraine, I want you to know, I know you're here, you're facing this tragedy at home, and you're here because you believe in your dream. You're willing to unleash the power of you. So every time I see that Ukrainian banner, that flag, I can just say, I salute you, I honor you, and I love you. So I want you to know that. I'm excited about those people. I'm excited about Windy Man and what she's doing up in Vancouver and the whole team under Windy Man. I'm excited about Felipe and all of the people in Colombia and what they're doing there. Yeah, ¿dónde está mi amigos de Agel Español? Everyone, I'm excited about, because, you know, do I need to teach Kobe and Lael how to support a team? Do you have any idea how many 20-hour plane rides Kobe Avasar has taken down to South America to support that team? Have any idea how many times Shai Samuel has gone down to South America to support those people in Latin America? We have a leadership team like nobody has ever assembled in our profession before. And every month we see that next generation. If you notice, I did something last night. I did something I wasn't even supposed to do. I asked Jeff's permission. I said, when they got up to the regional directors and above, I said, do you mind, can I just be on the side of the stage? I just want to take a picture with every new regional director and senior director and corporate director, because this is what gets me excited. This is the future of not just Agel. This is the future, not just of our profession. This is the future of business in general. That's where we're going. So let me go back to the question again. What's it gonna take to unleash you? Do you have a good product line? I couldn't hear you. So let me ask the question. Aren't you glad you got the VIP seats? Now, let me get a new bottle of water and let me ask the question again. Do you have a good product line? you have a great, amazing, brilliant compensation plan? Do you have a company of character? Do you have the funding and the wherewithal of CVSL to become the next billion-dollar player in the profession? So what's it gonna take? I told you what it took for me. I had to, have those companies get closed down and all that. I mean, do you have to go through that, or can you learn from my mistake? Can you say, I've got it. I've got the products. I've got the comp plan. I've got the leadership. I've got the funding. But most importantly, I've got me. And I believe in me. I believe in you. I know what you can do. I know what we got with this product. I know what we got with the comp plan. I know what we got, and I know what it has meant because I unleashed me. And I came here tonight to hope to share with you so you could see what it would mean to unleash you. So this has been former Avon lady Gage's youngest little boy who stopped by simply to say, my name is Randy and I am Agel.